Hi, my teacher friends. This is Miss Wong. I have been an English language teacher for 11 years. In this video, I would like to share with you how I used backward planning to plan for a whole semester of sheltered creative writing class for my English language learners. And by sharing this process, I'm hoping to support some of the new teachers. And also, I just want to open up space to have conversations with my peers as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So whenever I plan for a new class, the first thing I do is to look at the district calendar and see when we start and when we end, and also to look at how often we meet with this class. Now for this creative writing class, we meet every other week. So the whole semester from week 1 to week 18, we actually only have 44 class periods. And among these 44 class periods, some of them are actually on Wednesdays, which means I only get half time on those days. This process gives me a general idea of how much actual instructional time I have with my students and also how much content I can cover within this time frame. Okay, so next I'm going to look at if we have any curriculum guide for the creative writing class, which we do on our district website. There is a guide for our mainstream creative writing class. As you can see, there are 6 units here, but this is going to be too much for my 44 class periods sheltered creative writing class. So I needed to decide on my critical content. And after having a discussion with the other creative writing teacher in the building, we decided that we're going to focus on Unit 1, getting to know you as a writer, Unit 2, poetry, and then Unit 4, stories that shape us. So with that, I designed my big picture for my sheltered creative writing class. Based on those 3 units, I have content and language objectives for each unit. The first unit, well, I have week 1, but it's a very short introduction. So this is basically to figure out the logistics of the class and then expectations and stuff. But starting unit 2 to unit 5, 9 class periods, I will talk about knowing yourself as a writer unit, which I retitled as All About Me, just to make it easier for my students. I have a 1-pager for essential vocabulary, and I will have my students to write just short pieces. And I decided to do like an 8 to 10 sentence paragraph to write about my family, my friend, my country, my favorite, and then they can complete and write about it, whatever things that they want to write about. The language part, I am going to start from the very basic unit of writing, which is parts of speech. And I will also talk about subject and verb, starting from the structure of simple sentences. In the second unit, 10 class periods, we will talk about poetry. I have essential vocabulary, but there's also 4 different projects that I can choose from to help my students like write about poetry, creative poetry, and understand poetry. For the language part, I'm going to focus on nouns and verbs a little bit more to kind of elaborate on those 2 terms. And then the last unit, which is also the longest class periods, this is going to be stories that shape us. Other than the essential vocabulary that I want to cover, I have 2 projects planned so far. One is a video ready project, and the other one is a project shared by the librarian of our school, an annotated cookbook project. This is where students are going to write about a recipe, share a recipe of their favorite food or a food they want to try, and then also write a story about this food. And then for the language objective, I am mostly going to review and also to help students write compound and complex sentences. Phew. So after the big picture, now I can finally get down to my weekly plan and assessment. So for each week, now I can think about, all right, so I have week 2 to 5, where I'm going to talk about like all about me. And then each week, each class, what I'm going to do. So here you can see my weekly plan, kind of just detailed and then spread out the things that I want to teach throughout 3 weeks. And then, sorry, 4 weeks. And then everything that I have, I put it on Common Curriculum. I think this is a very good website. It's completely free, a very useful website. I've been using it for a while now, and I really enjoy using it to like put down everything I need to cover with my objectives, standards, bell work, and then activities, and also kind of just wrap up my class in this way. Anyways, so this is how I start from 0 to creating a day-by-day lesson plan. If you have any suggestions or questions, feel free to leave me a comment. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.